On the International Women's Day, I'm joined by Executive Director, Women Advocate Research and Documentation Center, Dr. Abiola Akiode. Thank you for joining us on the news at 1. So each year, we see government make commitments and pledges about, more support for women year in, year out. But how do you rate the current investment in women, from your own overview and analysis of things as we speak today in Nigeria?
Globally, there has not really been much development in terms of rating, and locally, nationally. One can also say that, yes, in the past years, there have been a lot of laws that have been passed, policies in place, but implementation has also been very poor. Investment also in terms of budget is also very poor. There is very less financing plan for executing a gender equality agenda. And the SDG as goal 5 as gender equality goal, and it's supposed to be achieved by 2030. That is not really looking well. If you look at the National Assembly currently, the percentage that we have for women is very low. Likewise, as states House of Assembly. And we will see that in Nigeria, we still have about 3 or 4 states houses of assemblies that they don't even have any women at all. So meaning that there is no representation of women in those places. So if we look at that, one will say that generally the investment has not been good, for women. But we're still very hopeful.
So we heard that you're working on the project that has to do with reviewing abortion laws in Lagos. You want to talk to us about that?
Yeah, and that's also part of the reason, because we realize that women are tired. We are not being supported. Our human dignity is not supported. Lagos State recently signed a guideline to support safe abortion for women, which is like a clinical abortion for women with kidney diseases, blood diseases, and others. And so one of the things we are pushing for is the need for this consideration also to be given to women who are raped, who are gang raped, who are faced with incest, and girls. And we realize that we don't have that, in Lagos. So the guideline is meant to address that. And unfortunately, the guideline was pushed back, which was political. And that's where the problem comes when it comes to investing in women and to their progress and to their development. Oftentimes, our issues are politicized. It's not number one on the front burner of politics, but politics decide when they don't want to bring women issues up. So for different reasons, particularly for political reasons, it was pushed back. So we are pushing for it. Women are dying. Nigeria is contributing to about 10% of the global maternal death. And out of that 10%, we have about 24%, which is due to unsafe abortion. So we are asking the government, to come out and support women so that they don't continue to die this kind of preventable death. And so this is linked to some of the conversations that we're having in terms of investing in women and investing in women rightly. So this year's International Women's Day theme is actually speaking to the government of Nigeria to do more, for the women, to do more for gender equality, to pass gender bills. There are 5 gender bills that are before the National Assembly, which can better the lot of women in Nigeria in terms of representation, in terms of social development, in terms of economic development. And those bills are still there. We had the Senate President earlier, are committed to women issues. They should go beyond just speaking about it. Take action and let's make it happen.
So precisely what do you think, are the avenues that women can begin to explore? At the Senate, for instance, there are just about 4 women there out of about 109. So if we don't have enough women representation, what strategies can Nigerian women employ to get these policymakers to do their bid?
There is no country in the world that has been able to achieve gender parity without a constitutional provision that supports gender equality for its women. There is none, absolutely none. So one of the first steps we need to do, because the Constitution is an organic law, is a grand norm, and that's where foundation of countries is built. So one would expect that that constitution must speak appropriately well, to the Nigerian women. So as we speak today, there are gaps in that constitution. So the current government and National Assembly has committed to take steps in redressing that. So what we want to see is them doing that. Right. Bring back the 5 gender bills that women put on the table. Bring back the laws, they should strengthen institutions. The police is still not where it's supposed to be when it comes to the issue of gender-based violence. There are issues. We don't have shelters in this country as such. We have very few, and they are not enough if we look at our population. So the institutions are weak. They are not responding to issues of women, and there are other cultural issues. Traditional communities are still not, accepting gender equality as a norm. So we need to change social norms. So there are a lot of things that we need to do. Yeah. We need to also take our curriculum. So there are quite a lot of things to do. And so the government must, take on board some of these issues so that we can see gender equality happen in our lifetime.
Dr. Abiola Akiode is Executive Director, Women Advocate, Research and Documentation Center. Thank you for talking to us in the news this hour.
It's a pleasure. And well done for watching.